Right, welcome back. Last time, we did a couple reforms to speed up the spread of commercialization, specifically going to free commerce. I also, in the process, went from seigneury to nobility, which should reduce the power of the nobles somewhat, although I'm still going to have to be careful around them. They are quite powerful. So we still need to take pains to limit their growth of power. However, current progress for its commercialization is that it's going to reach Chactamal in less than 20 years, which is excellent. Less great is the fact that it's not enough development on its own, after accounting for autonomy, for me to be able to embrace commercialization upon obtaining it. So it's going to be lots of fun dealing with that. Yeah. Oh, Kakchika is now getting some commercialization too. Excellent. I mean, that probably has to do with the province being a good bit larger, and being the old, most powerful province of Kutzantlan. Yeah, they've got more devs than... Well, actually, they're one of the highest dev provinces I have. More than Chactamal, for sure, so... Yeah, it does make sense. They've got quite a bit of trade value, too. 1619 is the predicted time. Well, it's better than 1637. Yeah. Something I do want to look at. How is the... There's still a lot of room for literati. Okay. That means I can create more academic districts. Yeah, I'm planning on focusing my investments on the academic districts of Chaktaman. Let's invest 30 ducats, actually. There we go. This should help. This should help a lot. So, let's see. Select. Check to see how much a capital costs, just because. Project structure capital to rank 2 with 2 extra units. Really? It only takes that little? Infrastructure. Oh yeah, I forgot. It built 4 extra units, and to get to level 2, it's only a 50% more than level 1, so... Of course, I'm still concerned about labor. Hmm. Okay, I can actually just do Parallelism 4, build it all at once. Well, I'll assume there's nothing... Well, they're already constructing stuff for the amenities, so... This should be great. Of course, it's the 3rd level that's ridiculously expensive compared to the previous, compared to level 2. His property maintenance investment seems to be going down. And stability's going up, if slowly. State which could is at least increasing again, for the first time in quite a long while, actually. I'm definitely going to arrange a strategic marriage as an easy way to improve stuff. can also promote the bureaucrat faction. Raise of influence of the bureaucracy again. 32. That's actually around where I expected. Right, so I could do this. It's not going to be easy though. It would crash the stability I just gained. Better wages is a possibility, although I'm not sure if it's going to affect things. Provincial corruption has definitely increased, although that has to do with increasing the raise it corruption from specifically increasing the power of the bureaucrats. Not the power, the influence of the bureaucrats. Raises it by 5, and so previously it was reduced by 0.87. Right, so increasing wages. Economy is a more important source, but I don't know if that's really the case. I'm not doing literacy tests, so that's just a no. Basic oversight of officials would be nice, but I just don't have enough state reach for that. Civil examinations requires infrastructure, capital infrastructure level 3 plus 60 executive authority. That one's going to be a fun one. 50 state reach average and 40 bureaucratic influence. All of that. And more. That requires irregular examinations, which is, yeah, can't do that. So really, currently the only thing I could do with that is here. Alright, let's bite the bullet. Gonna have to do some stuff to, well, lavishly endow the church. Why not? Guess I could disown an unpopular relative. I don't like doing that, but at least the nobles are happier now than they were before. I'm not even taking commerce fees. Provide tax relief. Yep, my income has crashed again. Thanks to corruption just spiking out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but because of my own actions. Still, it's quite funny to say that. The fun of reforms. Still, limited tenure is quite nice. That it at least makes it so that... Yeah. It's no longer providing state corruption. Or provincial corruption. Which honestly is the most important thing. I wonder if I can advance it any further, but I find that unlikely. I think limited tenure is the highest level. But I'll have to look. First, choosing to do this every month is... There we go, term of losses. Yep, limited tenure. Official wages, well, a living wage would be nice, although I think that's going to cause problems. There's also trying to depoliticize the administration. Or defactionalize the administration. This is potentially something I could do, but I don't feel like it. It's just... Yeah, I like those little things. The extra base welfare is a bit nice, although eventually I'm going to need to get rid of that for the provincial corruption. Universal law sounds like a great idea. Problem is 80 state reach. There's also rational administrations for the exact same reason. There's the entry requirements, which is literacy tests, basically. Theoretically, I could go all the way to higher education, but it gives the elites more power, which I am not too particularly interested in. Institutional oversight. I need 50 state reach. It's going to, yeah. But that large reduction in provincial administration sounds great. Civil examinations, irregular examinations requires stuff that I don't have, like 50 state reach or 40 bureaucratic influence. Or 60 executive authority, although hopefully the heir is decent enough to do something about that. And then these three I've already maxed out, so we are getting there. Of course, tax reform would also be nice to get rid of the worst problems. Minus 20% of the tax revenue transferred to elites based upon power share. Doubles base tax efficiency. Reduces mana cost by 5%. Increases base welfare. Or enables the salt and the timber excise taxation styles. I'll probably end up doing the salt excise. Well, actually, I don't know. The auto taxer picks whatever will get me the most money for the least amount of power usage. Goes for efficiency above all else. Yeah, so we'll reduce the tax farming result by 2/3 the tax farming loss. So that would be great. More or less the amount, okay, so the amount I lose to tax farming is 170 ducats a year. Reducing that by 66%, well, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's gonna get me, say, 9 ducats a month more? Assuming corruption is not impacted anyway, which it might end up being. On the other hand, I have managed to reach corruption levels where I actually get negative tax income. Don't ask me how that's possible, but I've managed to do that. Ooh, that's a pretty good heir. 352. Objectively better than the current ruler. Although not particularly old. Let's get a general. Ooh, 1411. Not great, but decent enough for my needs. Maintain current leadership. Right, I wonder what my new executive authority is. 55.5%. Well, at least that means I can depoliticize the bureaucracy. Restrict factional recruitment, to be precise. It's gonna cost me stability again. Again. And increase provincial corruption by 5%, although at the rate that I'm losing corruption, which is around 4%, it shouldn't be that bad. It just puts me back to last year's levels. More or less. Plus, it increases the, well, modifier of bureaucratic influence by 25%, but because the current level is minus 50%, yeah. It also improves stability gain, so the influence that the bureaucrats have is increased by 50%, or at least the value, the relative level of influence. Of course, the absolute number is going to be different because there's also the influence of the others to consider. They're going to be decreased by a portion, etc. Yeah. Difficult to tell, really, how exactly it's going to differ. Yeah, the bureaucratic expansion is finished for now. I'll turn it on again. Actually, why don't I do that now? There's no reason not to. That's out of the costs of expanding the bureaucracy, but I don't care about those costs. I can ride on -1 stability for the moment, without any trouble. Although I probably should actually finish, yeah. Alright, session done here. So we're approaching the point where commercialization will arrive. It's not exactly the steadiest of paces, though, because stability being inconsistent and whatnot. But it should arrive in, well, less than 14 years. I have been investing into the knowledge industry inside Choctaw in order to help speed this up, so there is that. Plus, my ever-growing, expanding economy has improved a lot with the amount of trade, to the point where Kakchika is also getting a little bit of growth. A little, no, but at this point it's actually a little bit faster than in Tutuxiu. It's projected to be finished in about 110 years from now. That's that, compared to Tutuxiu, which is projected to be finished in 170 years from now. Lovely, isn't it? Castillo's also managed to bring along this, which is not a good sign. They've definitely started to become, yeah, vengeful. Oh. Hostile core creation cost on us plus 50%. One core duration minus 33%. That's just their personality. Okay. So yeah, Castile has made landfall to the point where they actually have a colonized province here. I'm not sure if this province was someone else's beforehand, but I don't think so. I think it was just uncolonized, although I'm not sure. I could actually just turn on the timeline. Yeah, it looks like they weren't colonized at that time. Okay. Yeah, so it's just an expedition just landing on the province or a colonist sighting here, but I find that less likely. That doesn't seem the best of conditions with regards to the UI. Anyway. I have done a major reform, well, not really major, but a minor reform to limit the tenure, the term for terms of offices. The end result is that my provincial corruption has skyrocketed. Again, so my income's not doing great anymore. I have also gone ahead and built enough infrastructure here to bring the capital up to rank 2. It's not that difficult because the requirement for rank 1 is 12 units, while for rank 2 it's 18 units. Rank 3 is more important because I need that in order to independently invent meritocracy, and that takes 44 units. Either that or 42, but I think it's 44. 44 units. So it's going to be a while before I can even get to that point. At the very least, that means I can now see Castile and get an idea what's going on, even if it's just a minor one. They do have Conquest of Paradise, Castle's Bound on me, which is great. Yeah, they've got 40k troops. 28 ships, although I have no idea how many of that is going to be elsewhere. And they're also allied with Tunis for some reason. I don't know. At the very least, if Aragon still exists, they're independent. But they do have Naples under their direct control. Well, as a junior partner, so... I see zero relation with them outside of having a casus belli on them. Conquest, along with Portugal. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There has not been much going on. I've been trying to keep the country stable and prosperous. And ensure that the nobles aren't too unhappy. Well, best way to do that. At least greater amount of commerce production does mean that there's more trade going on, and although I do believe, yeah, there's still quite a bit of waste going on. Either too much production, or just the burgers deciding that this stuff isn't necessary. I'm not really sure. Oh well. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye. Perhaps I should wait until the save stuff loads. I can time it a little better.